Children's National Hospital says that they are seeing more than double the amount of sledding-related injuries over the last week. Joining us now is Dr. Matthew Auchen, a pediatric orthopedic surgeon with Children's National Hospital. Going straight to the right man for this. Doctor, when it comes to sledding, what kinds of injuries are you actually seeing right now?
Well, it's not uncommon that we see injuries with the first snow, but we've seen over the past week a tremendous amount of injuries, and they're really these what we call these high energy injuries, where they're femur fractures and tibia fractures, and a fair number of skull fractures as well, which are really bad injuries from sort of high velocity type of accidents that we typically don't see with snow.
Oh man. So when you talk about the skull-related injuries, I mean, what can parents do? Would wearing a helmet help in situations like this?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that this snow has been different because of the ice component. And so the normal sledding hills are like lightning fast. And we're just seeing kids going, I think, really fast and not having the run out. So there's a few easy things you can do. Helmets are great. They will protect kids against the most devastating injury, which is a traumatic brain injury or a skull fracture, which we've seen commonly. The other things is, look at the sledding hill that your kids are going on. There shouldn't be any obstacles like trees or poles where kids are running into or putting their arms or legs out to try to stop themselves. And then make sure there's adequate runoff at the end of the hill so they don't have to grab something or run into something to stop. And then, as always, some adult supervision is probably good at when you look at these hills.
Yeah, that's great. That's great insight and tips. I was going to say, with the younger ones, I know for myself, I always took my daughter sledding when she was younger. But now when you reach those teenage years, the kids kind of want to go off on their own. Are there specific age groups or sledding behaviors that you're seeing?
Well, I think that we're seeing mostly adolescents, and I think that that's probably the older kids, and I think it's because they typically go on the faster hills and the bigger hills, and we're just seeing with this ice component that it's just very fast, and they're just normally these hills are pretty good, but now they're going so fast and so far they're running into things at the bottom of the hill. So I would just at least caution your teenagers and your young kids, just be careful and make sure that they know that this is a little different beast than we normally see with the snow.
Yeah. If a child does get hurt sledding, when should parents seek medical attention?
Well, I think that, we all have kids that have bumps and bruises, and you sort of know as a parent, you can treat that at home. But if there's persistent pain, if there's limping or inability to walk, or obviously a deformity, these are things you got to call your pediatrician or your primary care doctor and get in to be seen.
All right, really good insight. We want the kids to have fun, but also be safe. Dr. Matthew Auchen with Children's National Hospital, thank you so much for your time.